We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
Welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast with the funk of 40,000 years. I'm your host, Double D. Joining me, we have some grizzly ghouls up in the house. First, we have Mr. Williams. What's up, homie?
What's up? Glad to be back on board.
Next, we have a newcomer, new to the show, new to the podcast. Goes by the name of Hood Fame Pablo. What's up, homie?
Yeah.
How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
No complaints. Doing all right. Weather's beautiful today, man.
Hell
today
yeah.
It is beautiful outside.
Beautiful.
Finally, those temperatures are starting to cool down. Outside's a little bit more bearable.
Yep. But also, it's that time of the season for zombies.
Yeah.
This is my favorite time of the year. It's my favorite holiday, Halloween. So this whole month I'm gonna be doing Halloween themed podcasts. So
What else is it? What's the Spanish holiday? The Day of the Dead?
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, Dia.
But that's I think that's on November 1st or
Yeah.
something.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah.
still technically fall.
It's a day after Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, still right there.
But yeah, man, that's cool, man. And then I don't know. What about you guys? What are your thoughts on Halloween and this time of the year?
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's different as an adult. You know, adults celebrate Halloween differently than kids do, really and truly. So, and who knows? I mean, I don't know. I think Halloween is starting to lose a little bit of its oomph.
Is there any current conspiracies? Anything going on in the world?
Dude, there's always stuff going on. Are you kidding me?
What's going on? What do you guys want to talk about before we get into our main topic for today?
Well, I don't know. Did you see how all the world's a stage? About how Biden was getting his booster shot live on TV, and they had fake windows of the outside. He was literally on a stage and everything.
For real? Is the curtains opened and everything?
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn, encore afterwards too?
I mean, something like that.
You got 10 more shots afterwards?
No. Well, there's a lot of conspiracies around how they didn't even give. They're worried. I don't know why they would give him a real shot because I personally am not vaccinated, but they tell people whenever you go to get your vaccine, they make you wait 10 or 15 minutes before you leave to make sure there's no side effects. You're not wobbly, weebly, fainty, leaving out. So it doesn't make sense why they would risk giving him a shot on live TV, especially if he does actually have an immediate adverse reaction to it.
Damn, that'd be crazy, huh?
Imagine if he did it and he started, stroking out, convulsing,
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
All of a sudden it looks like a scene from The Thing.
But why is he just getting it now?
It was his booster. It was his booster. His booster.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but still the boosters, you still have side effects from it.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see about that.
And then of course, they got dude, shit hits the fan when Dog the Bounty Hunter joins the manhunt for this Brian Laundrie guy.
Dude,
That's crazy, bro. Dude, if Dog the Bounty Hunter finds that guy before the FBI, I'm not paying taxes again. Period. Not paying taxes.
and not just that, dude. Isn't it? What's sad what happened to that girl, man? But this dude, he's out on the run. He's becoming like Bigfoot, bro. You seen those photos of him, these blurry photos of him and stuff, they're just you can see him in the field. Or he's like a trail cam, like a hunter's cam, you know what I mean? At night, just going through somebody's property.
Well, that that wasn't him.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, that wasn't him. They I don't know how to say it or whatever, but yeah, they proved that wasn't him. That wasn't him. That was on that trail cam. It was just some random dude,
But there's other photos of him too, out in far in the field and shit like that, or somewhere going into some hotel and stuff like that. Man, I bet you it's easier probably to find Bigfoot at this moment than finding that dude.
Maybe. And the thing is, you got to think is so he's definitely using nothing but cash, because if he used a debit card or anything, that would ping his location. They would find him immediately, right? Whether it's his debit card or something. So his family is definitely giving him some cash. And what happened was, so he went from Utah or whatever back to Florida to where his family lived, and then his mom and stepdad, I believe, reserved a campground for 2 people, and then like 3 days before they added another person onto it, and then the day of they removed that person. Nobody knows, because they thought it was going to be Brian Laundrie. I was going to go in the camp and try to chill and hide out, but they realized the heat was too much, so I think they just gave him some cash to kind of move around quietly and everything. Odds are, dude, that dude probably killed himself, really and truly. I mean, I think so. Because he's just, the longer he stays out, the worse he's making it for himself, Because, I mean, he's just basically self-incriminating himself.
Damn, yeah, man.
I mean, he looks extra guilty, dude.
Even if he's out in those the mountains or the forest, wherever he's at, if he's there. Winter's coming, bro. It's right around the corner. He ain't gonna last much.
Nah.
Even if he's a survivalist, you know what I mean? Even if he's making fires or some shit out there, man, they're gonna see it, rangers or something, and they're gonna spot him easy.
That's the worst place to be. And who, like I said, who knows? They're searching like the Florida Everglades or something, looking for him, because who knows, man? There's
the gators.
There's stories of him, people seeing him in like a hotel in Canada or something like that. I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
He could have. I don't know. Didn't he? Wasn't he like balding or something? What I'm trying to say is, like, he could have totally changed his aesthetic, grew his hair out, dyed it, grew a beard, shaved his eyebrows off, just did whatever he could do
Sex change.
Did a sex change, whatever you do to change his aesthetic.
Yeah, man. For real.
You never know. But shit's real when Dog the Bounty Hunter comes on the case. And that's crazy. And Dog the Bounty Hunter is finding out more information than the FBI is. Maybe the FBI knows, they're just not wanting to divulge a lot of the information they have because they don't want to leak that press, so Brian Laundrie could be a step ahead of what they might know.
Like, what the fuck is this dude thinking, bro? Is he like trying to think he's Harrison Ford in The Fugitive? Like, he's on the run and trying to fucking like crack the case before the FBI or whoever does?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't
like,
know.
He's saying that he's innocent, I think. Didn't he say that he was innocent, or someone said that he was innocent?
Yeah. Well, so
and you're gonna go on the run like this? Like, I think you're incriminating yourself, like, hardcore.
Well, he's incriminating himself, but here's the thing. So it was like 7 or 8 days. I don't know the timeline, but they found a deceased body around that area, and they pulled it out, and the coroner confirmed that it was Gabby Petito. That's all you heard. You didn't hear anything else about if it was blunt force trauma that killed her, or how decomposed the body was, if it was dismembered or anything like that. So there's a lot of fishy stuff going on about this body that they found, and whether it's actually Gabby Petito or not, right?
Oh, wow.
And who knows? I mean, I'm not advocating or condoning anything. Obviously, there was reports of there being like domestic violence and things like that between them. And I think she was on the thing saying that, she slapped him or something like that. And, he could have easily like killed her, or it could have been a thing where like she was like going crazy and he like pushed her off of him, and then she fell and like conked her head and, subsequently died from, the blunt force trauma of falling and everything. So I don't know, dude. There's just a lot of like missing pieces around this.
And there's like a lot of people that, I don't know if they're in, like, how do you say if they're like involved? They're helping, aiding him and stuff like that. Like, aren't they too, they can get in trouble.
Like guilt by association?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, but that's what I was talking about, his parents. Yeah.
I think the sister or the siblings.
Yeah, well, they got to be kicking him down with cash, because there's no way. No way. Because when he went, the FBI or somebody, they found his wallet and his cell phone at his parents' house. So he's smart about it.
He just left it, huh?
He just dipped. He had no tracking information, nothing. He knew they could track his cell phone, they could track his debit card purchases, everything like that. So he's just moving around under the radar with cash. They can't track cash,
Damn, man.
But there's cameras everywhere, dude.
Everywhere, bro.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy how this story, a lot of people go missing, bro. A lot of people go missing. It is kind of crazy how the media just covers this. I guess maybe it's because it's sexy in a way. The story of the boyfriend, it's maybe he killed her. Or
Well,
whatever,
but then you have a lot of people, a lot of people are also, now a lot of people are bringing in the race card. They're talking about how,
like
another,
syndrome.
another white woman is on the news and everything. And granted, there's a lot of, missing cases of Hispanic, African-American people, things along those lines that really don't get as much headline as, this
true,
white
man.
woman that goes, missing and everything. And all of a sudden it's all over the news and, all this other stuff. But the thing with that is, they had so much video recording, like when the dash cam or the body camera of the police officer interrogating and all that, to just add to the story. A lot of times it's just somebody went missing. They don't have previous recording of that person like a day before they went missing from an officer or anything like that. I'm sure there's some that don't get a lot of notoriety or attention, but there was a lot of attention on this one because simply for the matter of there was a lot of video evidence of it.
When I saw that video of her, like with the cam on the bod cam on the officer, she looked. I think she was kind of scared, man. And I think that fool was just cool, calm, and collective, like a sociopath, like a psycho or something. Just sit there, just laughing, having a few laughs and shit with the cops and everything. But in her, she looks, I don't know, man.
Very distraught.
I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, though. I don't know.
It's scary. It's going to be interesting to see, what happens. And I think the longer this goes on, the bigger the story is going to be, really and truly. And I think it's probably going to be pretty, when it does get resolved, I truly think it's going to be pretty anticlimactic in the form of either they're either not going to find him because he's going to go out into the woods, kill himself, and then bears and wolves and stuff are going to tear his body apart and they just simply won't find this guy, or if he'll have to end up turning himself in just because so there was a thing, right? There was a fugitive. This guy was wanted for murder for 30 years, and then COVID hit, and he lost his job, and then he was homeless and everything, and he couldn't do it. He just had a mental breakdown. And so he actually went and turned himself in to have a better life in jail. He was on the run for 30 years, dude. 30 years. And then he just finally he said, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. So he just went and turned himself into the police. So that way he could go to jail, have a roof over his head and everything along those lines. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the case with this guy. I think my best bet is he's probably going to end up killing himself or get killed by something. And who knows, dude? There could be a lot of vigilantes that come out that are going to be, wanting also the notoriety of, I found, Brian Laundrie and, all this stuff. They're going to bring him in and zip ties and everything along those lines. So you're going to have a lot of that, a lot of these vigilante militia groups that are going to go out and look like Dog the Bounty Hunter is kind of a licensed bounty hunter, but then you're just going to have rogue vigilante militia people that are going to go out and try to, resolve this on their own accord.
It's like if it's like a zombie apocalypse, man. Like The Walking Dead. It's not the zombies you have to fear. It's the fucking people. You know what I mean? Because
I don't. What do you mean?
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Fuck yeah, it does, man.
No, it
like
doesn't.
makes
That was a
perfect
terrible
sense.
transition.
Yeah.
Terrible
Perfect
transition.
transition, bro.
No.
That's gonna lead us into this segue too, where we're getting into.
Okay, we'll try again.
But only if the dead could speak, man. Then we will know what's going on with this case, man. Poor Gabby. Rest in peace.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, that's the thing is it's like I said, the coroner found the body, they confirmed it, and then nothing after that. No autopsies. You didn't hear anything after that. I'm sure if she could speak, she'd have a lot to say, but
Brains.
Rest in power.
Yeah. Poor girl. Hey, well, we're gonna get into zombies, man. That's the topic for today. What are you guys' thoughts about it? You guys fans of the creature?
I know this dude is. This dude's a big Zombo fan, dude.
Big zombie fan?
Mm-hmm.
I play it, watch it, everything.
Yeah,
He's about that life.
Yeah, we're a group. We like to play. We still play Call of Duty, Nazi zombies and stuff. Where there's one missing. He's AFK for life right now. Shout out to JL Daoon, if you're out there.
Don't worry, dog will find him too.
Dog will find him. But yeah, so You guys know like the history, the origin of the zombie, how it came about?
No, I don't even know much about like when it started. You know, I know zombies. Dang, what's the word?
Flatbush zombies.
From like a cultural sense or whatever. Dang, I can't think of the word, but like it got real big in like the 40s or 50s. But the undead, when all that stuff started popping off. But I'm sure zombies have been around forever. I mean, you could probably go back to like maybe, as a crude example, maybe like the Aztecs or the Mayans would do like rituals like with the dead, sacrifices, things like this.
No, you're right, man. Very, like a lot of ancient
Yeah.
civilizations had some kind of belief in the undead, like an afterlife or just resurrection or something like that. You got the Greeks, the Egyptians. That concept has always, it's ancient, bro. It's always been there, you know? Like you see it within the Bible, you know what I mean? Jesus resurrecting Lazarus, you know what I mean? You got these figures, but not like the zombie that we think of today. You know what I mean?
Rotting flesh, you know,
Yeah.
walking slow,
Exactly.
you know, has a steady diet of brains.
Yeah, and that kind of comes from the 17th century, from slaves coming from Africa, going to or brought to Haiti to work on sugar and tobacco plantations. So it's a dark history, the origin of zombies, bro. Like they believe, like, you know, obviously they had their own religious beliefs where they came from, or converted into Christianity or Catholicism, I'm sorry, and brought to work on these plantations, and their spiritual beliefs, you know, they thought if they just continue working and live like their lives, that their afterlife would be paradise for them. You know, but if they were to commit suicide, you know, dealing with the hardships of slavery, if they were to commit suicide, that means that they would spend eternity being a slave like that. So that's like the concept of a zombie, how it came about and during those times. And it's like through voodoo that we get this story, or and I think with voodoo you have this like witch doctor or this shaman or something like that. It's like called a bakor, and they're the ones that kind of dig up the undead, make them do things for them, like kind of do some black magic or whatever you want to call it to make them rise from the dead, and then they would get them to do their biddings and stuff like that.
Well, hasn't that always been something that people have always like reanimation, essentially? Hasn't that always been something that people have always sought after from basically the beginning of time, how to resurrect like a dead family member, or, you know, something like that? I know there's a fine line between extending life then also just reanimating life. And I think there's always been, you know, going back to what you said, shamans, voodoo, ritualistic, you know, things along those lines, and how to like bring back somebody from the dead, essentially. And they've tried that, I mean, many a time. And, you know, they've gotten as far as how to extend life. And I don't know if cryo would necessarily, like, what if you died and then froze yourself and then the future became reanimated? Would you technically be a zombie at that point?
I don't know, man. Like, that's like I'm gonna bring up these characters. Like, you tell me if they're zombies, bro.
Frankenstein,
for
No.
example, is he a zombie?
Like
If
a
he's being brought back to
creation.
life.
I'll say he's a creation.
But that's what I'm saying with the bakor, or the female version of a bakor is a caplata, I believe. It's like a witch, voodoo witch doctor. They're bringing people back from the dead through their magic or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, science in the story of Frankenstein. Science, what that guy, the Frankenstein, I guess that's his name, right? He's using science, but in a way it's magic for him or whatever. And the story, how the story goes with Frankenstein bringing him back to life. He is coming back to life. He has like rotting flesh, just like a smorgasbord of fucking body parts, you know what I mean? But he's still technically a zombie, I would think.
Well,
no?
kind of.
technically, yeah, because I mean, he's like you said, it's like multiple dead people, like an arm from this dead guy, brain from that dead guy, a torso from this dead person, you know, put together and then shocked and reanimated. So I think that would technically, in my opinion, be a zombie.
Jason Voorhees.
No, not a zombie.
I don't know much about Voorhees. Is he?
He's just like
I thought he was like a mutant. He never actually
Yeah, he's a
died
mutant.
because he can't die, right?
Yeah, he
Mutant.
can. He's like a
Honestly.
like.
He's like
That's
a
part of the X-Men?
Yeah,
or-
no,
Well,
like
no,
a
like yeah, like something happened to him when he was a kid or something.
He-
That's
he-
why
he
his
was-
face is all jacked up and
He was
everything.
like a deformed kid.
yeah, he was a
drowned.
deformed
His
kid.
mom beat him with an ugly stick, I think.
Yeah, or I don't know. I don't know much about the
I-
Voorhees thing.
I know
to be
like
honest.
a lot about him like this.
Well, we can check that he's a
Well,
zombie.
I won't say he's a zombie.
It's like some demonic zombie or something like that.
Like some.
If
Not
you're
demonic.
coming back from
He's
the
like
dead.
a mutant, like a
Okay, what about this? Jesus.
no.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know really.
Should we skip over that one?
I mean, he's the one that brought it up, ladies and gents, not me. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts? If you're coming back to life,
you're a zombie. I mean, what are
You're a
you?
zombie.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's
Okay.
that's the definition of a zombie.
that's a check too. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about zombies going to Hollywood, man.
Well, then you're talking about, like I said, all the 40s and 50s when the whole spooky, monster stuff really started popping up. I don't know if that's the actual timeline, the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, close. I think was it 1932 White Zombie?
Nosferatu. Well, that's a vampire, right?
I would say by
Yeah.
Dracula, vampires, and all that, kind of like the undead too.
Yeah. They are.
Kinda
Walking
like a zombie.
Dead, maybe.
Walking Dead, kind of. Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
The
That is-
Walking Dead like brought them.
Yeah.
That's like when zombies got so much hype.
Yeah,
Walking
that
Dead.
show. Yeah.
Came out.
Well, due to the popularity of
actually-
Dracula and Frankenstein, they brought White Zombie, which is like the first movie of zombies.
When are you talking about Rob Zombie's alter ego?
No, that's where he got his name from, I think, from that movie. But yeah, that's the first movie that was brought here that kind of started this whole thing of this.
Well, wasn't it? I thought Dawn of the Dead or Dead
No,
of the
well,
Dawn
see,
or
that's
whatever
the
was
thing.
the big one that really.
No, the Night of the Living Dead was.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
that's
whichever
that's
one.
the one that really took off. That's the one that
Yeah.
blew up zombies. Yeah, because in the White Zombie, I don't even think they were called. Even in the Night of the Living Dead, I don't even think they were called zombies either. I
Yeah,
think they
they
were
were.
called ghouls or something.
Yeah, ghouls.
Yeah, that name came later. So I don't know, but that's the one George A. Romero fucking knocked that shit out of the park, man. The modern day zombie you think of today comes from his vision of a zombie. So, and have you seen those movies? Night of the Living Dead,
No.
Dawn of the
No.
Dead, Day
No.
of the Dead.
I just know there was all of a sudden.
Oh, they're classic.
Even from a video game perspective, jumping back on that topic, there was so many zombie games that came out. I don't know if you remember the game where you're in a mall and you're running around.
Oh yeah,
and
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Dead
Yeah,
Rising.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
a very good game.
Yeah, that game's kind of
Like,
it's like 5 or 10 years old at this point, but that game was really kind of ushered in the whole zombie thing.
mm-hmm.
Or maybe I don't know, maybe the
Resident
Call of
Evil.
Duty.
Resident,
yeah.
I think Resident Evil is
Yeah,
pretty good.
actually, yeah.
Well,
What's Doom? What are Doom? No, that's not
Doom.
zombies.
Well,
huh?
no, because I think Resident Evil was a virus that
Yeah,
got released
yeah,
that
yeah.
did all that. I believe. I don't know much about the
yeah,
Resident
That's a
Evil
good thing.
universe.
How do you think the zombie outbreak starts? Like, what causes?
Well,
some
I
people
think-
say like viruses or something like that,
Yeah, it's probably gonna be something from a virus.
like a military something.
Something
Something the
some
military
kind of
would-
bioweapon
From a
or
bat
something.
or something like that?
Yeah, that's how it basically all starts.
Maybe.
Shit.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Or a
Because
pangolin?
they would have to go around. It would be easier for a virus to do that than to go around and dig up bodies and actually like jab them with something
Yeah.
and pump them with some sort of reanimation material.
that makes more sense than just like
There's some other possibilities. Something from space.
space.
Like some
not really.
spores on a meteor or something come to space or radiation from space.
Yeah, probably like a radiation.
Because I think that's like the old Night of the Living Dead. I think it was like something with NASA radiation, something like that.
I think I want to say like zombies,
zombies
like some like radiation from outer space. I think that's like something else.
or nature.
Nature.
Something like the trees, like that movie The Happening. Maybe
Yeah,
something makes us go crazy like that.
what releases all those spores and everything. and
Something like that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For reals. That could be a possibility.
could be. That'd be crazy.
Something we eat, something something.
There's a lot of folklore involved with zombies. Zombies can be interpreted in many different ways, whether it's being undead. Yeah, actually, I think that's probably about really the only interpretation of
Yeah.
zombies.
Well, like the evolution of zombies too. Like I said, they were like, it was just like the beginning was just like them being undead, like just walking the planet, just making
Eating,
these sounds.
yeah.
No, like later on, the eating of the people
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I think came later through
That's like came
George A. Romero's vision of the Night of the Living Dead. I think that's how the. Maybe I could be wrong. It could be a movie before then that really kind of started that, but. And then you don't really have that anymore. Someone that's like leading these zombies like that. The Bakor, the witch doctor, that kind of just went away. But now it's just like the evolution of a zombie right now. It's just like The Walking Dead, for example. How they do it is pretty smart. It's just that everyone's infected already.
Yeah.
You know, nothing, like you don't have to really. You can get bit or whatever, but it's when you die, you're still gonna turn into a zombie. Everyone's infected already. That's
Well,
the world. There's nobody that's controlling it, making you turn into a zombie or anything like that.
I think that's half. Cause sometimes when cause some movies like when you get like bit or something, you turn into a zombie. But some movies like if you just die, you turn into a zombie.
Yeah.
It's
There's
kind of
like
like.
two different things.
Have you ever seen John Carpenter's The Thing?
That's an
That's-
alien.
Well, I mean, it's kind of in the sense of like it infects you. It infects you and then it assimilates into your body and takes your form. It's a crude interpretation or example, but it's kind of similar. You can connect some loose dots there.
And yeah, but with the video, because let's go back with the video games. What do you think is the best zombie game? Oh, excuse me. Like any game with zombies, what do you think is the best one?
Well, I think
Call of Duty,
Call of Duty.
Black Ops. Yeah.
Let's talk about Call of Duty for a bit.
that's probably
That's
the
like-
game that really set the whole zombie
Yeah.
thing off.
It's pretty fun, man. I get a kick playing all of that.
But there is that game Dead Rising.
Yeah.
People loved that
Mhm.
game Dead Rising because there's so many different variations that you could do and all this kinds of stuff. I never really played it, so I'm not too nuanced on it, but I know a lot of people, it was really a pop culture thing. A lot of people were playing that game. And that, I think the reason was because before you would have a game where like you would go through the storyline and you would just fight off NPC zombies, and you'd go through a stage and you'd kill like 5 zombies in this section, just like a normal campaign mode. Dead Rising, and again, I don't know the timeline, whether it was Call of Duty or Dead Rising that came out first, but
It's Dead Rising. That came out.
but they really started the whole thing where it's just waves of zombies. It was more of a survival, you're just trying to survive as many rounds or as long as you can. You're not really going through a map and like you go through this room, cap a few zombies, and you make it up to the boiler room and cap some more zombies off. It's just your mission is to stay alive for as long as possible, and that's the more realistic idea of zombies.
Why Nazi zombies? Zombies.
Because that's like the time where like World War II happened and everything. That's why.
It's kind of crazy, huh, when you think of that.
I think it was at that time too.
At that time, like, why not Mongolian zombies or whatever you could fill in the blank.
No, because Call of Duty was like based off like World War II, World
Right.
War One, everything.
So it falls in line with that
Yeah.
timeline,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's kind of why they did the whole Nazi zombie thing specifically. But there also is a game called Wolfenstein, which
Mm.
none of y'all know and none of y'all have played.
I've
Which
heard
is,
of it, but I haven't played it. Yeah.
he hasn't. Which is a really cool game. It's basically it's Nazi zombies. Like you go around and it's not the survivalist. It's more, that's a great example for a campaign mode where you go around
Yeah.
and kill some, you're just going through the storyline. It's kind of like The Last of Us essentially, but not as modern, I guess.
Yeah, because like Call of Duty Zombies is like a game mode, not like a campaign.
Right.
Because like Dead Rising is like the whole entire subject of Dead Rising is like zombies and outbreak.
It's not like, the Fortnite games where like it's you against all these other, all these other players. Which I wouldn't be surprised if they brought a game like that out where you start off and, you have to get through 1,000 zombies or something along those lines. So I think that would actually be a pretty tight game. It'd be more expansive. You can kind of run around, more open world, you know,
Yeah, there's some games like that I heard of.
like more post-apocalyptic.
Man, I haven't played any games like that, but like a VR game of a
Oh,
Nazi, that'd be
yeah.
freaking cool, dude.
VR
I can
game.
just imagine that. Just,
You can download some on the VR.
I need to get that. I need to try that. That'd be pretty fun. It sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
So zombies, like, you see, like, I wonder, like, if it's possible, really, because you see it within nature too. I know you're familiar with the ant that gets that fungus.
Oh man, cordycepsis.
Cordycepsis.
I think it's is cordycepsis mushroom? I'm not sure. It's some sort of spore that comes out. Think of a fungus or a mushroom, and it explodes, and these spores go all over the place. And as insects rummage around, they pick this little spore up, and for whatever reason, it affects, I think, their central nervous system in their brain. And what it does is all of a sudden they just want to climb up as high as they can climb. And also other like social insect classes, like ants, for example, is really the best example. They can tell when one of their brood is infected, so they'll take it away from the colony, right, and just let it go off on its own. And then that ant or what have you, or earwig or anything, caterpillar will climb up really high, and then when it gets to a certain point, it really takes effect, and then this spore will come out typically of the insect's head, and it'll grow. There's actually a really cool time lapse of it, and it'll grow, and then all of a sudden it'll flare out, and then it'll explode, and those spores will come out again, and it'll start that cycle all over again. And they say it's kind of a way to, it's nature's way to keep the population in check, the insect population, essentially. So everything's really an ecosystem, man. It's really crazy. I wish I could remember what the actual name of it is.
There's a lot of parasitic things too that just can take over other things and make them do crazy shit.
Dude,
like that, man. Like,
speaking of, this is going to be a little off topic. I was at work, right? And I was just doing my job, and then I look on the sidewalk, and there is a wolf spider, very adolescent wolf spider, right? And it's being attacked by this parasitic wasp that is half its size. And I can see the stinger going in this little baby wolf spider. The craziest thing I've seen. And I'm kind of like, I kind of blow on it to kind of get it to move to see how it reacts. And, you know, the bugs don't really react. So I go around, I'm doing my job. And about, 10, 15 minutes later, I come back and the spider's still on the sidewalk, but he's not feeling good at all. Like I touch him and he tries to run off. And you can tell he's been infected or impregnated somehow with the eggs. So it's a crazy thing, dude, from a parasitic standpoint, and you think about that from a human perspective.
damn, dude, that's crazy.
It was crazy. I've never seen anything. I've seen videos of that, but to see it in person was wild. Like you have something that's called here in Texas, we have, and there's different types of them. But we have these cicadas, and they scream in the trees all summer long. They're super annoying. Then they have what's called a cicada wasp that goes around.
Cicada killers.
Yeah, and they go around and they get the cicada. They impregnate the cicada and then take the cicada into its burrow, cover the burrow up, and over time, that egg within that cicada grows and eats on the cicada as nourishment, and then comes out and starts the life cycle all over again. And you find all that ensign wasps, you find all that kind of stuff all over the place from a parasitic standpoint.
Imagine that could be the cause of a zombie outbreak. Like some zombies. Like shit, get stung, some fucking killer. What do you call that shit that was a while back? Those
those Japanese like crazy killer hornets or whatever.
Killer
yeah.
hornets, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Like
killer
big.
zombies, bro.
Yeah, but notice that flared out of the news real quick. That was a big flash in the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, notice we heard about that, nothing but that for 3 months, and then not a peep.
Yeah, I heard nothing about it.
But they also have to worry about other things that don't have natural predators, like zebra mussels, giant African land snails. They don't have any natural predators, and the population can go unchecked. And that's when those types of parasites come into play.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, from all the research, there's zombie spiders, there's plants too that do something. I don't know, man. I don't know the scientific thing behind that, but there's some crazy. Look into it, guys. how about? Oh, did you guys know too? The CDC has this webpage of Preparedness 101 Zombie Apocalypse.
Oh well, that's just black sigil magic. That's all that is. They're just putting it out in front of you to let you know what their plan is.
That it's a possibility that this can happen.
Oh no! It's all black sigil magic. It's just like Agenda 201, everything along those lines. I mean, literally 2 days before 9/11 happened, they had a very practiced drill about planes hitting a tower in America, and then 2 days later, they did training exercises about 9/11. Then 2 days later, 9/11, coincidentally happened. So that's just black sigil magic, is all that is. So I would definitely look into that.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That's crazy.
It's scary, man. That's true.
There is like
Symbolism, man.
there is like some kind of survival list or prep kit or something for a zombie apocalypse. I'm sure there is. Like there's preppers out there. I wonder what that is. I should have done my research to see what we need
It's
in
kind of
case
basic.
of a zombie
though.
apocalypse.
Like, where would you go if there was a zombie apocalypse?
Where would you go? That's a good question.
It's just a matter of
Hood
time.
frame.
It's just a matter of time, in my opinion. I mean, you can fight everything off, but at some point, resources are going to run low. People are going to start turning on each other and killing other people that have better resources and taking over. It's literally only a matter of time until it takes over the entire world. It really is.
Well, it kind of depends on the zombies, like how fast they are, like what type
That's true.
they
Like
are.
28 days later zombies.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones you need to worry about.
Yeah.
The ones that could fucking, they're like athletes.
No, it's not. The thing is, it's like resources. You don't need to worry about concealing yourself in a bunker because if you don't
need,
have
like, weapons.
Yeah, because if you, well, you do,
Well, you
because
do.
if you're, it doesn't matter if you're in a cement bunker. If you don't have food to live on, weapons to defend yourself, if you only have 38 bullets, you're not going to be able to live in there for 38 years. Or just only 38 years,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the best place to go is probably like an island.
Like Kroger, like a food market or something.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that for sure. Like something where there's a lot of
Nah.
food, but
those will be raided immediately.
Yeah, but like you can just like take what you want, or
Well,
stuff
then-
and just go back.
But then the violence that will ensue and everything, and then it'll be all anarchy. Then that's going to mess up distribution. There'd be nobody making food or products or goods or anything like that. And the other thing is like, if that happened, do you think, the water employees, the electric employees are still going to be going to work, turning the power on for everybody?
yeah, and you're gonna run out eventually too of food. You're
Right.
gonna start eating like the hygiene products, bath salts, and look what happened then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna
Well, you're
start
not gonna survive
turning
forever.
people into zombies.
Your pet flipper? Yep.
You would have to go to somewhere like I said, like an island, be outdoors. You want to grow your food, hunt your food on your land. You need something
Yeah, I say
like
like
that. That's for
vegetables.
sure.
Vegetables are like a good.
But then you're going to have people creating sects of themselves, SECT, of different groups,
Yeah.
that are going to come along. And, you're not the only person that's thinking about this. There's going to be tons of people doing that. And then
Yeah.
people are going to fight over those resources and
Just
everything
like
like
The
that.
Walking Dead.
and
man.
some people are gonna have like
know?
their own gangs.
It's not
and
the
everything.
zombies. You have to worry about. It's the
Yeah,
fucking.
because
the
Walking
people
Dead
that
was like
left
like
over.
the zombies for like 3 seasons. Then like next thing you
I
know,
mean, that's like on season 20. I don't know, man. It just keeps
Yeah.
going. I kind of fell off after that
yeah.
one season. I mean,
Glenn
the
and
Glenn
then-
when he. Yeah, I have that comic too.
I
Issue
never-
100.
I never really watched The Walking
It
Dead
was
like
just.
that.
Ah man.
If it was on, it was on. I watched
It
it.
felt
just
bad.
laid
I thought it was
back.
pretty whack.
Yeah.
Dude, for zombies, for
It
like,
was
it's
boring.
probably the best depiction of a like cool looking of a zombie. bro.
Yeah. Their
Really,
details.
really gory,
yeah.
like falling apart. You know what I mean? I think it looks.
I
pretty
think
good.
that's when like the zombies got popular. I'll say, and that's
Yeah.
everyone starts to like copy it. Sometimes just
Everybody just jumps on the bandwagon. It's the whole thing, like when that Twilight movie came out, then everything was just vampires, vampire shows and vampire movies and everything. It's just all bandwagon hype. People see, what's popular, and then everybody does the same thing. It's the same thing as, these there's no originality left.
remake.
Everything's a remake. That's why you see all these stupid, superhero movies. It's always just the same thing redid
man,
and
hey.
remade.
Marvel zombies. That's the shit.
Yeah,
man. That's the
yeah.
shit. What if?
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, what if Captain America was a girl and then she was, he mad woman hater, Come on, bro. That's all that woke shit.
Not only is he
Whack.
like a girl, Captain America, but she's a better version of Captain America. That's how the story goes.
whack.
I don't get What If. I haven't watched it.
It's
But it's cool. I dig. I thought that episode.
it's just
was
they go
kinda
too
cool.
woke with that.
I think it would cool if they made like a Marvel zombie, like all the
Like
like
the
superheroes.
comic books?
Yeah, like the comic books.
Robert Kirkman, I think, did
Yeah.
those too. Yeah, I have some of those issues. I like that, man. I'm down for any crossover zombies and
Marvel.
superheroes,
Yeah.
comics and stuff like that. Yeah. What's your favorite movie? A zombie movie
Ooh,
I don't
of
know.
all time.
Train to Busan is like the top 3. That's a good.
That's a good man. We saw that one the other day too.
Yeah.
Again, it was pretty good. It's a good one, man. You
yeah.
can check that one out.
It's like all the zombies are all crazy, infected. Like
yeah.
yeah, it's
I
like
think it's like a
Korean.
Korean film.
yeah, Korean film. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies, so I don't know.
It's a good one. Zombieland's a good one too.
Oh yeah,
I like
Zombieland.
Zombieland. That's a good
The only
one.
thing I
It's
like
fun.
about Zombieland is the first scenes in Garland, Texas.
Oh, that's
Oh
right, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I like about that movie. And the part where like Bill Murray's like for like 15 seconds.
Dude, I love Bill Murray.
That's a good scene.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Oh, for real?
He died in the movie.
Oh, okay. Shit, man. Don't scare me, man. That's like one dude I hopefully turns into a zombie when he does die.
Well, he
Nah.
did in the
Damn.
movie.
No.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying. I don't want that fool. I want that fool around forever.
I
He's
guess.
a funny guy, man.
Yeah.
I like Bill Murray.
I don't know. I think in closing, I think everybody. I don't really think we have too much to be worried about some global contagion as far as zombies are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think anything. I think that's more Hollywood than actual fact of anything
Yeah.
happening like that.
You never know, man.
It looks like they know what they're doing because I haven't heard of like
So-
like something chemical thing.
No, because
outbreak.
science would figure out a way to reanimate versus nature doing it on
yeah,
its own.
Yeah, because if they want to do something, probably make like a cure for it or something
Right.
before actually doing it.
Correct. The only way that's going to get out of hand is if, something like science creates it and then, something like the Wuhan lab happens and it leaks, out of the Wuhan lab or a subsequent lab of that nature.
I got it.
But I don't think that's actually ever going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's,
because that you're talking about playing God at that point, reanimating people and everything along those lines. I think it's crazy, but I think we're life is meant to be finite.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to live in this. This gets all spiritual and woo woo and stuff, but I think this physical realm we reside in is a blink compared to, whatever else we're going to do before or after this life, and I wouldn't want to be stuck in limbo in this life forever, because who knows what else is out there on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Outside this mortal shell.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yeah.
And we're just,
Well, let's end it on a game, bro. We haven't played this in a while. I think we should try it. The lesser of three evils. You're new to this, so Mr. Williams knows what's up.
I don't.
I'm gonna ask you some questions. They're messed up. You just gotta pick the best answer to the question. The
what would be the lesser of,
lesser of three evils.
yeah.
Hence the name. All right. First one. And I just came up with them right away, man. Sorry. If you had to eat something from a person, a body part, would it be the brain, the stomach, or
Some sort of muscle
the
tissue?
lungs,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I'll say brain, cause stomach they probably gonna have like ate something, yeah, and it's gonna. No, yeah, I don't do stomach at all. I'll say brain.
I'm going to go with my own option, and it would probably be something along the lines of muscle, because I think that would probably be the healthiest thing to eat. Muscle and liver would probably be...
But that's not the option. You gotta pick either brain.
Oh, then I'd starve to
stomach,
death.
or
Then I'd starve to death.
All right. Okay. 3 ways to kill a zombie. Choose one. You can get it in a chokehold. You know what I mean? Try to cut off its oxygen and shit. Just put him in a chokehold,
Okay.
and hopefully he doesn't bite you, but he might or she might.
They don't even.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Or eat it before it eats you, or suicide bomb it. Choose one.
Well, you came up with these
I
5
know,
minutes
that's
ago.
like, yeah.
They're terrible.
He probably came up with it right now.
Yeah, I really did.
Yeah.
Right before the show.
I would just put it in a room. I would just put it in a room with my ex-wife.
I would just run away. I won't even kill
That's-
the zombie.
Those are not even the answers, man.
No, because
Dude, your answers are
I
whack,
know,
bro.
dude,
There's-
would
there's
you-
like
would you
no-
get it in a
Pick one.
chokehold?
all right. Well, that one was okay.
chokehold, like
What are you gonna give it a noogie?
They're already dead. So how are you supposed to?
Would you give it a
maybe you
swirly,
can
a noogie,
Try to
or
rip
a
its head off. How about
mega
that?
wedgie?
I'll
Chopping
wrap-
heads, boy. What's up?
Yeah, I'll rather rip his head off.
Okay,
That's like
Instead of-
really the only way to kill it.
Yeah.
that's the only. I guess.
Well,
You're
they're
right.
still gonna be alive. They just need to.
You know.
All right.
I would put it in a room where it has just TVs all over the wall, and on repeat is just Richard Simmons workout videos.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. There's 3 people you have to eat. Choose one. Magic Johnson.
What? How,
He has AIDS.
Magic Johnson. Freddie Mercury, if he was still alive,
Another guy with AIDS.
or Easy E.
Another guy with AIDS.
Choose one, man.
Starving to death.
yeah.
But you're a
okay,
zombie.
okay.
You have to eat them, bro.
You didn't preface
Well-
that by saying, "Are we the zombie or are they the zombie?"
Yeah, choose that.
Because you said we
Oh,
were
yeah.
human at the beginning.
Okay, no, right. Either one. If you had to eat one of those dudes.
Man, I'd rather not.
I wouldn't eat any
that
of them.
thing, Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat any of them.
Yeah. You know he made up with it like right now.
That one probably didn't even make sense, but
It didn't.
I would.
Okay.
I would.
How
How, would,
one?
how
Yep.
would you eat a dead person?
I don't know. Saute them and some, mushrooms and bell peppers. The hell, I don't know.
roast them like a pig. You know,
Yeah.
just put an apple in its mouth and rotate it.
Probably something like that.
I wonder why they do that.
Let me think. See if I can come up with another one. Right off the dome, freestyle. Okay, if you're a zombie, and if you had to live in the world of zombies, right? If you had to pick, what movie? 28 Days Later,
Cabin fever.
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, or 28. Did I say 28 Days
Yeah.
Later? Okay. Night of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah, Scouts Guide to that one.
Why is that? Why would you pick that one?
Because they're slow.
Are they slow?
Yes,
They are pretty-
like they're not like fast as 28 Days Later. Like those are like pro athletes.
Those are pretty fast.
Like they're fast. They do parkour, jump over. Like
You know
they
what?
know what they're doing.
That's probably my favorite zombie movie,
What?
Scout's Guide.
Yeah, that one.
That is hilarious. Have you seen that one?
No.
Dude,
I don't
Gotta
watch
check it out.
whack movies. Now, I'm going to put my own movie in.
Okay.
What's the one with those 2 English dudes? The 2 English
Oh,
guys?
Dude, I'm glad you brought this up. That's a good one too.
What is it?
Because that's the one I would be in.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the
Shaun
Dead.
of the Dead.
That's
yeah.
the one I would be in.
Dude,
That's like that's my first.
you need to check out Juan of the Dead.
Juan of the Dead.
What is
Juan
that?
of the
I don't
Dead.
even know what that is.
It's like the
Remake.
the reboot, or like the one with Spanish subtitles.
I would say it's gonna have Spanish subtitles.
No, it's actually a
Nah,
movie.
Shaun of the Dead is fun.
Shaun of the Dead is, yeah, I forgot. Man, shit.
Well, the zombies are kind of
That's
dumb.
a badass movie. What?
The zombies, they're kind of dumb, really. So I'd probably be in that one.
Yeah,
Cause
that one's the best one.
It is
Yeah.
the best one. Du-du-du-du-du-du-du.
They go to the pub and everything.
Yeah.
So
All right, man. Thank you guys for coming on this podcast, this episode in short notice, but I think we did a good job. I think we covered as much as we can about the world of zombies.
yeah, it was good.
It was good. You guys hungry?
Let's go eat some brains.
Go eat some brains.
Yeah.
Peace.
We're coming to get you, Barbara.
Love me. Conspiracy.